Hersam Acorn and HANradio.com.
Coffee Break, presented by Stratford Orthodontics, here on HANradio.com, streaming live on the Hersam Acorn Network. John Kovach with Kate Czaplinski, and we are joined by two special guests. We're going to do history, sports, more news, traffic, and weather a little later on, but right now we're welcoming from Make-A-Wish, Connecticut, Michael Dominick, and their intern and a former Wish kid, Maddie. Guys, welcome to Coffee Break.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, so excited to be here. Now, a lot of people know the kind of work that Make-A-Wish does, but Mike, just go into it a little bit and tell me what the organization is all about.
Sure. So our mission is to grant wishes for kids with life-threatening medical conditions. Here in Connecticut, we've been around since 1986 and nationally since 1980. The Connecticut chapter has been growing immensely over the past few years. We are going to grant around 220 wishes this year alone.
Wow.
And we're over 2,500 wishes since we got started.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that's incredible. I mean, explain the feeling when you kind of grant that wish and you give that kid something that they've been dreaming of. I mean, what's that like?
I mean, it's from our perspective, it's an incredible experience, obviously. The kids are going through so much at the time of their wish. You know, a life-threatening medical condition can really kind of flip your world 180. I mean, you go from, you know, being in your backyard playing whatever sports you're into or whatever your interests might be, and all of a sudden it's, you know, time off from school, time away from friends, constant doctor visits, hospitals. You're surrounded by this like adult scary world that you were thrown into way too soon. So when that wish comes along, it's like a chance to kind of go back to where things were normal, the thing that maybe you loved most or somewhere you always dreamt about going, but your condition has kind of put that dream on hold. Whatever's most important. And we see, you know, the entire spectrum of wishes, things of, you know, really exotic destination trips to meeting somebody famous to I want a basketball net in my backyard and everything in between. But it's just whatever's most important to the kid. And the reaction always seems to be the same, though, no matter what the wish is. It's just pure joy.
And how do you guys find your wish kids?
They come to us through referral sources, so we don't actually go out and seek them, but we do establish strong relationships in the medical field. So doctors, nurses, and social workers who know our mission and know our, you know, what would be eligible are submitting, you know, kids' information to us. You know, once they make the family aware of the referral, and then they refer to us, or they make the family aware of Make-A-Wish, and the family can call us themselves. So we're constantly trying to reach more kids through the hospital networks, through the doctors, but we encourage everybody in the community, if you know someone that might have a kid who's eligible, just tell them to give us a call. There's really no pressures. We're happy to just answer questions.
Right.
So.
And we have Maddie, your intern, 18 years old now, but you were a wish kid, Maddie.
Yep. In 1999, I was diagnosed with Wilms tumor, which is a more common childhood cancer. And in 2001, I got my wish granted. I wished for a playhouse. So they delivered that right to my backyard, and my parents blindfolded me and my brother, and it was just, it was great. And I still have it at my house now.
Do you?
So, yeah.
Yeah, do you remember? I mean, how did you feel in that moment? I mean, was it kind of like a dream come true at that
Yeah, it
age,
was
just
pure-
getting the thing
pure
you want
joy.
most?
You know, you get your wish granted, and it's just the most incredible thing ever. And it's just great to have so many people that care about someone that you don't really expect anything like that. I know the woman who granted my wish, who gave me the Playhouse, her daughter actually had cancer as well. So she was kind of going full circle and going back to grant a wish too, which was really cool.
Yeah. And Maddie, why did you want to come back and intern for Make-A-Wish?
I really wanted to work with nonprofit organizations. I know that everyone goes through their own story that makes them more compassionate and empathetic towards other people. And I thought, what better way to give back than to the organization that was able to give me my Playhouse and grant my wish. So I just thought that it would be a great place to start. So.
Where does the Playhouse rank or sit in terms of, I mean, that seems like a fairly simple one to grant. You get, what are some of the
I think
more
we even have a
exotic
photo
ones?
of it.
Yeah, I think we do actually.
Of Maddie's
And
Playhouse.
it's awesome, and I'm sure.
Look how
that's
cute
awesome.
she is.
I asked her
Oh, that
permission
is
before I
awesome.
sent it. I was like, are you okay with me sending this over?
That's awesome.
That's an awesome Playhouse.
I
That
would
would be
live
my
there.
dream Playhouse too,
yeah,
I
it
have
has
to
a
say.
loft
I'd
on
live
Looks like
there.
a little
side.
cottage
Oh,
in
yeah.
the woods. Oh yeah.
I think we need to do like a before and like a today shoot of Maddie
Yes,
at the
in the
Playhouse again.
Playhouse. We need to do that.
How much fun did you have with that?
Oh my gosh, I was in it every day. I remember, I don't think it was that night, but maybe the next night, my parents and my brother and I, we all camped out in it overnight. So my parents were obviously on the floor, and my brother and I had a little loft in it. So we were up top in the loft, and we were like, oh my gosh, this is the coolest thing ever. So it was a cool place for me to be able to have my own space and hang out with my friends and do all of that stuff. So it was really, I loved it.
What are some of the other big wishes that you've given out?
Travel's a very popular wish and travel related. Over 70% of our wishes are involving getting on an airplane. And we send the whole family. And we want people to know that too. We understand that when a child is diagnosed with this condition, the whole family's going through it. And then the child obviously is going through that physical suffering, but siblings end up, sidelined and staying with friends and other family members. Parents are, not sleeping because they're, taking turns with shifts. So we really try to involve the whole family. But I mean, we've had some pretty exotic destinations. Hawaii is a pretty popular place to go, especially in the winter months here. The last few winters here, we not only get kids that'll, say, my wish is to go to Hawaii. Can I go in the winter? But we get some celebrity wishes. We do still get a lot of, we call them wishes that are local in nature, like Maddie's. A lot of playscapes. I think actually
yes,
one of the first times you and I worked together. Playscape in the backyard here in Trumbull. He got it. I mean, that was pretty cool. This thing was like a pirate ship with everything. Even the mulch was blue.
The mulch
so it looked
was
like
blue,
sea.
so it looked like he was in the water.
That's awesome.
Oh, it was so cool.
I mean, we love saying that the wish is limited to the kid's imagination, and we really try our hardest to stay true to that. So,
But some of these aren't really cheap in terms of dollars.
No, they're not.
To grant.
The average cost of a wish in Connecticut is around $10,000 right now. And we are fortunate to have a lot of people who donate their time and talents here. So a lot of that money can be, in kind in value, but, they still cost a lot of money. And at 220 wishes, which is more than we've ever granted, our budget has, has grown every year exponentially. So the fundraising in the community has become so important to keep us afloat.
Right, and you mentioned a lot of flights. I know that you guys often ask for airline miles.
That's true. Yes, you can donate your airline miles to Make-A-Wish, which is a huge help. If 70% of our kids are involve air travel, I don't do math very well, but that's still quite a few of them. Times 4 or 5 people per family, it's a lot of airline tickets. And you can donate airline miles to Make-A-Wish, but you can donate just a small amount. We're able to pool them all together. The airlines are really great about that. So a little bit from everybody turns into, a lot.
Right. And I know you guys have a big event coming up.
We do.
Can you tell us about that?
So our big event, it's kind of that epitome of the summer event. It's the Sunflowers for Wishes event. And I mean, it's not only statewide, it's become, Northeast wide. People are coming from all over the place to this event. It's at Griswold, Connecticut. It's at Buttonwood Farms. It's a 9-day event, July 18th through 26th. 450,000 sunflowers are out in this field. I mean, it's more like a sea of sunflowers.
Wow.
And they sell hay rides through the middle of the fields. They sell actual bouquets of flowers. They're out there every morning at 6 a.m. cutting bouquets to sell the following days. And they have other sunflower items, T-shirts, note cards, things like that. And they give 100% of those proceeds back to Make-A-Wish. And over the last 11 years, they've raised $920,000 for us.
Wow,
That's amazing.
that is phenomenal.
So this could be a really a milestone year if everybody really comes out and supports. It's such a labor-intensive event. To come out and just spend a few dollars. That's the great thing about this event. You can come out and spend $5. You can come out and spend a lot more than that. It's your decision, but it's a beautiful day on the farm, and they have really, really good homemade ice cream.
Yeah,
So.
I was just looking at that. I was like, ooh, that sounds like one of the best parts. Over 50 flavors.
Yes, and it's
sunflower
delicious.
ice cream too.
Now the sunflower, that's a limited engagement. They only sell that during the event. It's like a caramel flavored ice cream with roasted sunflower seeds in it.
That sounds
It's
pretty
so
good.
good.
Maddie knows.
Maddie's been there. Maddie volunteered at the event 2 years ago.
Oh, yeah?
actually.
Yeah, it was so much fun. My mom and our favorite flowers are sunflowers, and it's all about giving back. And we were there all day, and it was so much fun, and the sunflowers were beautiful. So
That's amazing. So if people want to go, what should they do? Is it just open to the public?
It is. It's open to the public. Obviously the weather is a factor a bit some days, but they are open. Unless it's really bad, they are open for business. It's every day from the 18th to the 26th from 10 a.m. to dusk. And, you just show up at the farm. They don't charge for parking or anything like that. The hay rides, you pay if you want the hay rides or not. You can also just walk out amongst the flowers. They have like a pedestrian path as well if you want to walk out. If you're into photography, this is a place to go. It's beautiful, especially if you go early, like in the morning or in the evening when the sun is kind of not right in the middle of the sky. It's gorgeous. Grab some ice cream, grab a bouquet of flowers, a couple of Make-A-Wish items, and know that, you had a nice day, but know that you made a huge difference. And we could reach $1 million this year if everybody comes out.
That would be exciting.
Yeah.
It's already. I'm already thinking about when can I go.
Definitely.
It's worth the trip.
Yeah. And other ways people can donate or help, what do you suggest?
We are constantly looking for volunteers. There's constantly ways to get involved, and it's not just your general, oh, well, I don't necessarily have that kind of time. If you have a talent or a skill or, whatever you do for a living, we've had a great example would be a Playhouse. Are you in construction and you might be able to donate some lumber or donate, we like to we say the wishes are limited to the kid's imagination. We like to say that your ability to help us is not limited either. I can't tell you how many times we've had to go out of the box and think. We have a wish that we're working on right now for a young boy who he's into blacksmithing. It's always been an interest of his. I know.
Wow.
Every time you think you've heard it all, you haven't.
So
That's
cool.
adorable.
So, and
That's
we were
really
joking
cute.
in the office. One of our wish managers, she goes, I don't think I've ever Googled how to buy an anvil before. And we found there was this blacksmithing community in Connecticut, and they helped us through the whole process. So
Wow.
you never know what you're into or what you do. It might really help us out.
Wow, that's really great. And we have to ask about something that you guys sent us recently. You guys have a monster truck now.
We do
In
have
fact,
a monster
we have a photo
truck.
of it.
It's
pretty
incredible.
cool.
So yeah, look, there it is. I mean, it's a monster truck, and it is souped up Make-A-Wish. So it's going around to different events throughout the year, and the greatest thing about this is 100% donated. Cost us $0 and continues to cost us $0. One of our board members, Mark Haversat, he had the truck through his company, Robbins Tesser. And he donated the truck to us. He did all the design work on it, and then a few board members are, making sure that it's fueled and whatnot at no cost to the organization. They're driving it around. They got a bed to put it on to transfer it around because you can't just take that on I-95.
No?
No,
Darn, that's too
it's not a
bad.
street. I guess it's not
Looking out the
street
window,
legal.
waiting to see it pull
I know.
in.
I wanted you guys
Oh,
to.
hey, there we are.
But they've been bringing it around to some of our big events. It'll actually be at Sunflowers right
Right.
there
Oh,
for
awesome.
9 days. People are taking pictures in front of it, posting on social media. The awareness and just the excitement around it has been really, really cool.
That's awesome.
And it's souped up with a sound system, so we use the back of it as like a stage sometimes for
Oh, wow.
before we do opening ceremonies and things. It's pretty neat.
That's really neat. Now, where can people get more information just about what you guys do?
The best way to get information about us is just go to the website ct.wish.org, and all the information you would need is right there. And if that you have further questions about ways to get involved, you can always call us. Our number's on there as well, but it's we have an 800 number or an 877 number that makes it easy for people. 877-203-WISH. And just give us a call. There's always somebody in the office that's ready to answer your questions or make sure we get you to the right person that can answer your questions. Whether it's referring a kid, if you want to host an event for us, if you want to become a volunteer, whatever it is that you're interested in, we'll find a way to make it work.
Yeah, and I have to say, just working with them, John, they're some of the happiest staff I've ever encountered. How could you not be?
How can you not be?
You have such a great job.
And then we have people like Maddie who come back years and years after her wish. I mean, I've only been here for 5 years, so I wasn't around for her wish. And she calls and said, I'm looking for an internship. I'm, interested in the communications and marketing field. And by the way, I had a wish granted. I mean, how cool is that?
That's
It
amazing.
really drives the point home that obviously it had an impact on a family. So
Yeah. Maddie, do you think this is something you might want to get into as you graduate college?
Well, I don't want to take Mike's job.
she's
but-
going to take my job probably.
Make-A-Wish is national, so I would love to. Nonprofit organizations, Make-A-Wish is just really, it's something that's right up my alley. So, I love interning with Michael here, so
That's great.
it's a
I
lot of
paid her
fun.
to
I
say
learn a
that.
lot, too.
Good for you.
Yeah, what if she did say, I wish I had Michael's job?
It's very possible. She'd fit right in. I'm actually the only guy in the office right now, so I'm the odd man out. So
They got to get rid of you.
at some
You do a
point.
great job. I have to say that in the 5 years we've dealt with each other, I have really enjoyed working with you. And it's always, it's you make it easy, and it's always an uplifting story.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad you brought that up because the feeling's mutual. I was just saying on our way in here today, every time we've ever reached out to you guys, you're right there, you're ready to help, and you've always gone above and beyond. And we're such a community organization. It's really rewarding to be partnered up with such a community organization like you guys here at Hersam Acorn. It's incredible,
you.
and it makes you make it easy on us too. So
Yeah.
it goes both ways.
Appreciate that.
All right. Well, we hope to work together much more in the future. Guys, you got to go. You got to go to Sunflowers for Wishes.
Definitely.
Definitely. All right. Well, Michael and Maddie from Make-A-Wish, thanks so much for joining us on Coffee Break.
Thank you
Thank
for
you for
having
having
us.
us.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more after this.